Hello and welcome. My name is Steve Carter, and I'm excited to be here because I get a chance to share with you a business that has financially changed my life, and it can do the same for you. Because over 10 years ago, when I first looked at this information, I could not believe what I was looking at. And I ended up taking advantage of it because at that time, I found myself living paycheck to paycheck, wondering if things were going to change financially. But when I got a hold of this, I took advantage, and from that point, I've made millions of dollars now. Not only that, but I've shown so many other people how to walk away from their jobs, never to have to punch a clock again. And I want to show you how you can do the same. Now, one of the first things I think you should do is establish your reason why you want to do this business, whether it be to spend more time with your family or diversify your income, maybe pay off some debt, whatever it may be. I think it's important that you establish that reason why, simply because when you run into whatever the inevitable roadblocks that you're going to face in any kind of business, that you are inspired to continue to move forward. So establish that reason and make it strong enough to where no matter what happens, you're going to go all the way. Now, let's talk about the company. The company was founded in 2001, so we just recently celebrated our 10-year anniversary, which is exciting because that means we are far beyond the startup stage of a company, which is usually the first couple of years. And we've got co-founders, three of them, that collectively have over 50 years of combined experience. And they have merged their talents and abilities, and now Five Links has become one of the fastest growing privately held companies in the nation. As a matter of fact, we've had an 800% growth rate over the last 4 years, which is tremendous. And with this type of growth, Five Links ended up investing about $7 million into a 50,000 square foot world headquarters just to house the employees that will pretty much work on your behalf. Not only that, I think one of the reasons that all these good things are taking place is because of one simple factor, and that is that the company puts the representatives first. All that means in layman's terms is that, look, if you're making money, you're going to be pretty excited. If you're excited, you'll continue to build it. And if you continue to build, the company will continue to grow. And that is exactly what's been happening over the last several years. And what's even more impressive is that you don't have to rely on the person that directed you to this presentation because you can do your due diligence. We have been featured, our company, in many publications. Several of these magazines have had write-ups on Five Links, and all of them are very, very favorable. For example, Your Business at Home did a write-up. We were featured in the Direct Selling News. Inc. magazine. We were featured in Inc. magazine 4 consecutive years. Every year, Inc. comes out with an edition called the Inc. 500, where they rank the 500 fastest growing privately held companies in the nation. Now, think about this. If you live in a big city, there are probably 500 companies in your downtown area. So for us to be amongst the top 500 nationwide for 4 years in a row, that is one impressive accomplishment. Not only that, but there's a publication called Success from Home magazine that featured us. And then there's the newest version of the Your Business at Home. This happens to be the newest version that was recently on the newsstands, and you can read about Five Links. These are the co-founders of the company. I am very, very proud and blessed to say that my wife and I were featured in this magazine where they did a big write-up on us as well. So you can check everything out so that you feel comfortable about who we are and what we do. And so, with that being said, let me explain to you why I think the timing is impeccable. And our company is on the cutting edge of all the growth that's taking place in the industry. As a matter of fact, we're involved in a technology called voice over IP, or voice over internet protocol. And all that is digital phone service. All that means is that now you can get a dial tone in your home using your existing high-speed internet connection. So instead of sticking your phone cord in your wall and relying on the telephone pole in the backyard, instead of that, now you're going to get this adapter. Here's one of the first adapters I got. This is a digital adapter where you can stick your phone cord in this adapter and then stick your internet cord in the same adapter and you'll get a dial tone. And your number becomes portable, as well as the fact that because it's all digital and over the internet, it allows for video capability, and which leads me to our flagship product, which is our video phone. This is a really, really cool device called a video phone. And as you can see, it's a flat screen wireless video phone where if you call someone else that has this same phone, you can see the person you're calling and talk to them real time, no matter where they are in the world, for one flat rate. So we are on top of everything when it comes to technology. As a matter of fact, I've always felt like, we've covered every base with technology and telecommunications. There was only one thing missing, and I'm so proud to say that that is no longer missing from our product mix, because now Five Links is actually offering energy, which is natural gas and electricity. Now, just imagine this, folks. You are now in a position where you can get paid when somebody turns on their lights, somebody heats their home, or cooks on their gas stove. I mean, the sky's the limit on what we can do now. And one thing about energy is that, as well as Five Links has done over the years in telecommunications, energy is 10 times the size of telecom. And now that consumers have choices for their natural gas and electricity because these monopolies are being broken up, now people can choose getting their service through Five Links. And so that is an amazing opportunity for all of us that are listening to this. Now, I've been talking about this flagship product, which is Voice over IP. And the reason that we call it our flagship product is because Five Links owns a VoIP network, and our company is called Global Links. So Five Links owns Global Links. And with the benefits of Global Links, people now can cut their phone bill costs by up to 50%. And projections are that 44 million households are going to be utilizing voice over IP by 2013, which is right around the corner. And not only that, we've got exclusivity with the brand. So if you see somebody utilizing Global Links, they've gotten the service through an independent representative, which is exciting. And this is not only for residential, but also for commercial. And with all the technology, we've got Wi-Fi capabilities. Here's what I mean by that. Take a look at this, folks. This is the iPhone. And with the iPhone, we actually can also download our Global Links product. See that? So you can actually now make voice over internet protocol calls, which is internet calls, on your iPhone, and it won't use your cellular minutes. So we've covered every base. You can download that on the iPad and so forth. So with that being said, the voice over IP as well as the energy, I mean, these are our main products now, but guess what? We've got so many others that we've covered every base with, which is we also market cellular phone service. And we've contracted with the four major US providers in the country. And we also have home security. We also market high speed internet. We also market satellite television through the two biggest satellite companies in the nation. And we also have a Five Links ID Guard, which is protecting people against identity theft. And we just launched a brand new service called Business Elite Services, which is a text marketing product, also tech support for your computer, where you have access to having people help you fix your computer. We've got a VIP discounting program. So, a lot of great stuff with all the services that we market for individuals. Now, let's talk about compensation. I think it's important for you to understand how we make our money. The first thing you want to do is look to build a team of people, because this is about you getting paid on the efforts of a lot of other people as well. And so, the two things that we really do in our business: number one is we're giving people competitive pricing on services that they're already using, and in many cases, saving them money. And then the other thing is we're building a network of people that are also going to build their businesses, where you are a financial benefactor on what they build. So, for example, the two things being getting customers and getting business partners. When it comes to acquiring customers, the first thing we want to teach you how to do is to go out and get your 20 customers signed up. Now, here's the good news, folks. That does not mean you have to talk to 20 people, because I want you to understand each service counts as a customer. So if you were to sign someone up on energy, or if you were to sign someone up on voice over IP or cellular or high speed internet or home security or satellite, each of these services count as a different customer. So again, if you're looking for at least acquiring 20 customers, you can get probably 7 or 8 of those out of your own house, and then get the rest of them from a few family members and friends that would like to be on your service and support you in your business. But then the other thing we want to teach you how to do out of the gate is to acquire your first two business partners. Find a couple people that would like to make money doing this. Now, when you do that, when you get your first 20 customers and you do this within your first 30 days, you're going to earn a $500 bonus just for doing that. And then if you get your other two business partners in within that same first 30 days and they come in and get their minimum customers, there's an additional $250 that you'll be paid. So now that's a total of $750 that you're going to be paid just for getting your business started. And this can be done within your first 30 days of getting started. But now, I want to also explain to you how the residual income is paid out, because that's really the backbone of this business. Because I want you to just imagine you being in a position where you're getting paid every 30 days from something that you may have done last month, last year, or 5 years ago. And it's all because once you have billing customers, every 30 days they have to pay their bill and they can never pay that bill off. So it's an ongoing, continuous residual cash flow. So now we talked about the two things we do, which are we get customers and we get business partners. So I want to give an example of saying, listen, what if you were to at least find three people that wanted to get involved in this business? They wanted to make money, they wanted to get customers. So you get three people involved. If that's all you were to do, but that alone were to duplicate, it's going to multiply. Because if those three get three, now you've got nine more on your team that you don't even know. What if the nine get three? Now you've got 27 more. What if the 27 get three? 81 more, and then 243 more, and then 729 more. So as you can see in this example, exponentially, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger as it goes down. Even though in this example, everyone's doing the same thing, which is getting three business partners involved. You can see that you can wind up with thousands of business partners. But before we even get into the thousands, let's just say that you were to build a team where you wound up with 20 people on your team. Now, again, the example may be you only recruited three. Now, the other 17 came through the original three. You don't even know the 17, but you've got 20 total on your team. Three that you recruited, 17 that came through the original three. Well, here's what we're going to teach everybody on the team: to go after at least 20 customers, just like your goal was. And remember, a customer is a service, not a person. So they don't have to talk to 20 people, just get 20 services signed up. Now, if everybody on the team is going for their 20 customers, it starts to multiply. Because if you've got 20 people that go out and get 20 services, what's going to happen is 5links is going to pay out a what's called a commission value on the services. Now, let's just say, now, for example, with our Global Links product, the commission value is $4. So even if you were to just say, what if you just earned a small piece of that $4 on all the customers that are being acquired throughout your organization? Well, that small piece may be 50 cents. Well, if you were earning 50 cents, think about it, you looking at this example. If you had 20 people on your team that all got their 20 billing customers and you were earning simply 50 cents on each of the customers, that alone would generate you a $200 residual income. Now, don't think that we think people are going to be super excited about making $200 a month residually as if that's going to afford people to retire. Not at all. But we also understand that, listen, if you can generate a $200 residual check with only 20 business partners in your group that acquired their 20 customers, why would you stop there? What if instead of having 20 business partners on your team, you ended up building a team of 200? And if those 200 were also still getting their 20 customers and you were still earning that 50 cents, now you realize you're earning $2,000 a month. Now, here's what I've always pointed out, and I want you to get this. In order to determine the amount of money you're earning residually, focus on the amount of people in your team, because this is not about you having to go out there and find a whole bunch of customers. You want to sign up your family members and your friends and people you know. You're not going door to door. You're not walking through the mall. You're not doing any of that. You're strictly talking to people that know you and love you, and they're going to support your business. And you're teaching other business partners to do the same. That's how it multiplies. So if you have a lot of people doing a little bit over a long period of time, it can financially add up tremendously. Now, this is just on the residual side. There are also bonuses that you can earn as you build your team. That means anytime a new business partner gets recruited into the business through your network, even if you don't personally recruit that person, you can earn a bonus just because that person got started and got their initial customers. So, for example, as you move up the ranks in our leadership positions, the bonuses just continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger. As you can see looking at the screen now, when you move to the right, you get to the highest level, which is called Platinum Senior Vice President, which stands, that's what that PSVP stands for. You can see at the bottom, you can earn up to as high as $175 per person that comes into your network. And so that can really add up because that's even before those individuals have acquired a whole bunch of customers. If they get their initial 4 customers, then a bonus is released. And not only are you going to earn that upfront bonus, but there's also residuals paid on the customers that those same individuals acquired. So that adds up. But now, I believe everybody should focus right from the onset to go after the top vice president positions, which the first one being senior vice president. When you become a senior vice president, you start to get some benefits. You get stock options with the company. Now, we're privately held, but you'll get something called initial public offering or IPO, which means if and when we decide to go public, well, then you've got shares of ownership of the company. Not only that, when you become a senior vice president, you qualify for our BMW payment program, where the company will pay you up to $800 per month on any silver BMW that you choose. And not only that, but you participate in the Global Links bonuses. So as people are acquiring Global Links customers in your team, you're earning a bonus just for those customers being acquired that month, and an annual vacation and an expense account. So it is a tremendous benefit to become a senior vice president in our company. And even though we are extremely proud of those that have accomplished the senior vice president level, and we're happy for them, we are also very aware of the fact that those individuals are focused on the next position called Platinum Senior Vice President. Now, when you hit Platinum Senior Vice President, notice I say when, not if. It's a choice. It's not by chance, accident, or luck. You have to make a decision that this is what you want to do. And I've always pointed out the computer promotes you. I was actually blessed to be the very first Platinum Senior Vice President in the company, but I'm more proud of the fact that several others have also done that. And so when you become a Platinum SVP, the first thing they do, the company shows you their token of appreciation by awarding you with a Bentley. Now, I've seen a lot of companies out here that have car programs, but never once have I ever seen a company giving away Bentleys. And Five Links is absolutely doing that. And not only are you going to receive the Bentley as an award, but also you're going to now participate in something called the Platinum Revenue Pool, where every year they take a percentage of the company's revenue and they share that amongst the Platinum SVP. So literally there are individuals crossing the stage at our year-end annual convention that are walking across with enormous checks that are just being given to them because they are Platinum Senior Vice Presidents. So it's like an equity stake in the business, and that's exciting. Not only that, but you get additional shares of stock options for hitting Platinum SVP. So we are looking forward to so many of you getting to the top of this company. But now, how do you get started in the business? There are 2 positions that you can start, and I want to talk about one of them primarily. Now, and that's the independent marketing representative. Now, although there's a customer representative position for $99, it's limited to where you're not going to earn any bonuses and you're not going to be able to earn residuals on customers that you don't personally acquire. So with the independent marketing representative, there's a one-time startup cost of $249 for you to get started. Now, I've been in this industry for 15 years, and I know that for the first 14 and a half of those years, it was always $500 to get started. So it was recently cut in half from my perspective, and that is $249 to get started. Now, which to me erases all the excuses on why someone would not be able to get started in the business. But I will tell you this, regardless of how many times I do a presentation like this, there are still 3 types of people that look at this type of business. A number 1 person says, you know what, we could have stopped 15 minutes ago. I'm in. Number 2 person says, you know, I've got some questions. I like what I see. It's very interesting, but I've got questions for clarity. And number 3 person says, this just isn't for me. First of all, the number 1 person that says, hey, we could have stopped 15 minutes ago, congratulations. Welcome to the team. Second person that says, you know what, I've got some questions. We want you to get all your questions answered because I think it's important for you to be comfortable not only with what we do, but also who you are in business with. But the third person that says, you know, this isn't for me, I've always responded to that person the same way, which is God bless you. You know, I appreciate you taking the time to listen to the presentation. But I've only seen a few reasons why somebody would not get involved. Number one, maybe they didn't understand it. Number two, they don't really believe what we're saying. Number three, they feel in their heart that they don't have the time to do it. And number four, people allow the startup cost to stop them from getting started because they just don't have any money. Now, let me touch on those as I wrap this up. Number one, if you didn't understand everything, that is really the least of your concerns. If the concept alone makes sense, I say get started. If you realize that you can get paid every time people that you don't even know are paying a bill that has to be paid every 30 days and can never be paid off, and there is not a limitation on how big of a customer base you can build, if that alone makes sense, then I say get started. Second person that says, you know what, I just don't believe this because it sounds too good to be true. Well, listen, do your due diligence. Go get the magazines, look us up on the internet, do whatever you need to do to check the company out so that you are comfortable with what we do. The third person that says, I just don't feel like I have time to do this, I have always respectfully responded to that person the same way, which is, what do you mean you don't have time? Everybody has 24 hours in a day. It's what you do with the time that determines what you're given. And so, what's the difference between somebody making $50,000 per year or like some of us making $50,000 every month? Well, the difference is what we have done with our time. And so the point is, most people are 100% responsible for their own income, which simply means if they were to slow down, so would their income. If they were to stop working, so would their income stop. And so what we're saying is that if right now you are the only one, or maybe you and your significant other are the only one responsible for generating your household some income, well then I want you to just look at the concept of, what if you had 20 people generating you income? What if you had 200 people generating you income? What if you had 2,000, or like many of us, 20 plus thousand people generating you income? Do you think you might get a little bit of your time back? Well, the answer is absolutely yes. And so that's the concept I want you to think about, is become leveraged off of the efforts of others. Don't rely on your time to be only available when you've got time. So now, and then the last most prevalent reason is people that say, I just don't have the money to start. And I've always said to that person respectfully, listen, if $249 is an issue, well, then I would encourage you to thank the person that invited you to this presentation because they thought highly enough of you to help you fix that issue. Because right now, if that's a problem, I had to ask myself when I first looked at this industry 15 years ago, Steve, how long have you had the problem of not having, which at that time was $500 to get started? So if $250 is an issue right now, that's nothing to be embarrassed about, but let's at least put our heads together to fix it, because that's a problem that you really need to get rid of. And I would just encourage you to do whatever you need to do to come up with the 250 to get in if money is that tight. And I say that with all due respect, because don't ever let the lack of money stop you from making money. In other words, don't let the very reason to do this be your excuse not to. And so I'm hoping that you like what you heard. I'm hoping you decide to join forces with us. We really do see ourselves creating history here together, and we plan on blessing as many people as we can by helping them succeed in this business. So although it's $249 to get started, there is a quick start bonus that we talked about a little bit earlier in the presentation. Remember, within 30 days, you can earn a $750 bonus, which will be a 3 times return on your upfront cost. And the way that that takes place is, the first thing you need to do is acquire your first 20 customers, not, which is services, not people. So you don't have to get 20 people, just 20 services. The other thing, find 2 people that would like to get involved in this business. They're interested in making money. Get them involved and help them get their initial customers. And if those 2 things are done within your first 30 days, there is a $750 bonus paid to you. Now, we've got the training and the support, everything in place to teach you how to do this. So what I'm encouraging all of you is to get back with the person that invited you to this presentation and let them know whether or not you see yourself getting started. And for those of you that have decided to join forces with us, I want to say congratulations. Welcome to the family. God bless you. I'm looking forward to getting a chance to meet many of you. Let's take this company to the next level. Take care, everybody. Thanks for listening.